So we can also use a calculator to work out some of these iterative processes. And I've got an example here where your first term is 3 and you need to use iteration to work out the next 5 terms. So this is your formula here. Xn plus 1 is equal to xn plus 2. So we obviously know we're going to be adding 2 to every answer. We can do that in our heads, but this is a simple example primarily just to make sure you know how to use the answer key on your calculator. So we have a calculator here. What we're going to do is put your first term, 3, into your calculator, press equals. And this works for any type of iteration formula. You always put the first term in, and then you don't press the on button. It's a common mistake. People press the on button to clear your calculator. That will delete everything. You want that 3 to stay in the memory because essentially you want to add 2 every time to that 3. So once you've pressed 3 and then equals, you can press AC, or you can go straight into your iterative process. So it says xn plus 2. So in other words, the next term is the previous term plus 2. So we can write answer. Now when you press the answer key here, and in the older calculators it's down here where the format key is, that basically pulls the previous answer. In this case it's the 3, and we're going to press plus 2 equals. So I'm going to get 5 here. So my first term, x1, is 3. x2 is going to be 5. x3, I know we can add 2 without a calculator, but we're just going to see that we can use this to work this out because we're going to get harder questions here with things like cube roots and cubes and squares. So keep pressing equals, you're going to see I'm going to get 7, 9, 11, 13, and so on. So as this goes on, you don't need to keep entering your new value. Your calculator will automatically do it for you. So the next sequence here, if you just have a go on your calculator and then see what you get for the first 5 terms. Okay, so we know that the first term is 2. So we're going to press 2 and then equals. Now we're not going to clear anything, we're just going to enter our iterative formula, which is 3 times the answer, take away 1. So 3 brackets answer, take away 1. So this is now going to do 3 times 2, because 2 is the previous, so there's the 3 times 2, 2 is the previous term, take away 1. So that should give us 5. And then we've got our second term, and then when you just need to keep pressing equals now because it's going to do 3 times 5 take away 1, which is 14. Then it's going to do 3 times 14 take away 1, which is 41. 3 times 41 take away 1, and so on. You can keep pressing equals, and it's just going to keep putting the previous answer, multiplying it by 3, and then taking away 1. And you can sometimes use this on other topics when it's useful, but that's what the answer key is useful for. So I've got 3 more questions here. It's important for you to try all of these and make sure you can get all 5 of the first terms. I'm going to show you the answers in a few seconds. Okay, so the answers are here. Pause the video to check you're getting these answers on your calculator. So I'm going to show you a couple of slightly harder ones using the calculator. So let's try the first 3 questions here. So first thing you want to do is we're going to put 0.5 or a half as your first answer, and then it's going to be answer squared plus 1. So the first 5 terms will be, well, it starts with half, 5/4, 41 over 16, 1937 over 256, and then it turns into a decimal, so you can copy that out as well, and you can keep going. Okay, second question. Our first answer is 2, so we're going to press 2 equals, and then we need to press the fraction button. Now where you got that previous term, we're just going to write answer over 5 plus 2/3. So 2 fraction 3. And that is going to give us our second term. So our first term is 2. Then you can see 16 over 15, 22 over 25, 316 over 375, 522 over 625, and you can keep going. And then the final example here, how to put this in a calculator. We've got the previous term in 2 separate fractions. So let's put in the first term. So 0.25 equals, so that's your first term, which is a quarter. Don't clear anything, just put in your iterative formula. So fraction answer over 2, take away fraction answer over 5. So this is going to replace, where you see the answer, is going to replace both of those with a quarter. So a quarter over 2, take away a quarter over 5. Press equals, you get 3 over 40. Now your calculator is going to do 3 over 40, take away 2, take away 3 over 40 over 5. And you keep pressing it and you can see those are the solutions you're going to get, and it keeps going. Okay, so that's how we can use these iterative formulas.